Hey guys, Daniel here and welcome back to the Finance Channel. Here today, Voyager Digital released an unexpected earnings report. This is crazy, guys. I thought they were going to report earnings after the bell. That's what that news release said. They're going to report earnings after 4 p.m. Eastern Time, after the bell closes, and the conference call is going to take place at 5 p.m. shortly after the release of that report. Well, this morning, I wake up, I take a look at Yahoo Finance, and I see Voyager Digital reports fiscal year 2021 second quarter results and provides business update. So here's today, you guys are going to get my initial reaction to this report. Later today or possibly tomorrow, I'm going to make a full in-depth video with updated price targets about what happened, how it applies to Voyager's business, and how it affects them going forwards, because this is absolutely huge, guys. We got some huge metrics that absolutely change the story when it comes to Voyager. Not just in this year alone, but over the long term as well. So I'm really pumped, and the market opens in about 3 minutes here. I'm going to get my initial reaction to Voyager Digital stock price at open. I'm going to pull up the Canadian version as it does update kind of every second, while the OTC one is 15 minutes delayed on Yahoo Finance. But anyways, guys, let's get into this. Our December quarter results reflect the continued mainstream acceptance of digital assets and cryptocurrencies, as more conventional investors embraced Bitcoin and major companies stated their intentions to convert substantial parts of their treasury into Bitcoin, said Steve Ehrlich, the co-founder and CEO of Voyager. You know, that's like the Teslas of the world and the Squares. Voyager started to capture significant market share with our customer-friendly, easy-to-use, zero-commission agency broker platform for trading and investing in cryptocurrencies. Now we are better positioned than ever to grow our business and reach a broader audience of mainstream investors by educating them about investment opportunities with digital assets and their increasing global acceptance. Voyager is becoming the platform of choice for retail investors, as evidenced by our unprecedented growth in 2021 to date. Look at this, guys. For the month ended February 28th, Voyager reported $20 million in revenue. $20 million in revenue. That's nuts. $3.5 million in revenue for the month of December. $8.5 million for the month of January. $20 million for the month of February, guys. I said this might happen. I said it might happen, and it happened. Guys, I'm not sure if you understand how huge this is. Here today, Voyager is operating at a $240 million revenue run rate year to year. That's nuts. All Voyager has to do is not grow whatsoever from this point forward, and they're going to do around $240 million in revenue. That's crazy. My projections had Voyager doing around $15 million this year and growing substantially less going out than they've been growing kind of month over month for the past few months. If this growth stays at this pace, we could be looking at a company that reports anywhere from $300 to $400 to possibly $500 million in fiscal year 2021 alone. Absolutely huge. And we're going to get open here in a minute, guys. Net deposits for the month exceeded $400 million. Again, huge growth when it comes to assets under management. And then, assets under management total exceeded $1.7 billion. Again, absolutely huge growth. This number was at around like $220 million back in the back half of December. Again, absolutely crazy. And here we have the open. Voyager starting to climb. We'll check back here in a minute. Trades per day for the month averaged more than 70,000. New funded accounts for February 21st or 2021 were in excess of 70,000, with total funded accounts over 175,000 as of February 28th, 2021. Verified users on the platform were approximately 605,000 at February 28th. Value of customer trades for February increased to $1.6 billion. Now, with this, we can kind of get a sense and calculate the assets under management monetization rate, which is something that I talked about yesterday and something I talked about in previous videos. It's essentially the percentage of their assets under management that goes directly to revenue every single year. So let's say now they're running at a revenue run rate of around $20 million. So in total, that's around like $240 million every year. And what we can do is divide that by the 1.7, or in this case, I'm using thousands, so 1,700 to give us an assets under management monetization rate of right around 14.1%. Now again, this is important. Management expects this number to go to around 10 to 12%. It was at around 20% back in January, so we saw a bit of a decline, but we saw revenue increase because of the substantial growth they experienced in this period as well. This is one of the things that you have to keep in mind when it comes to the asset under management monetization rate. As it goes down, the revenues will probably either stay stagnant or increase because of the huge growth they're experiencing as a company. And again, I think a bit of that decline rather in that assets under management monetization rate is a decline in customer trades, or the value of customer trades, which was around $1.6 billion for the month of February, which is kind of, less than the total assets under management. And I think previously that was sitting at around like 150% of total assets under management that were actually traded during the month of January. So that number actually went down, which is why we saw that bit of a decline in that monetization rate. But anyways, guys, this is big news. When we look at like the chart, we see preliminary revenues for December, 1.7 million, 8.6 million in January, 20 million in February. Net deposits continuing to go up. Assets under management increasing significantly. I mean, just from the end of January, we've seen assets under management over like 1.5, 1.4x since that, or not 1.4x, 2.4x since that time. Trades per day, again, going up as the increase in accounts goes up. New funded accounts, increasing exponentially. Really good to see kind of like a stabilization of that giant growth we saw in January. 65,000 new accounts in January, 70,000 new accounts in February. If we keep up at this pace, it would not surprise me to see Voyager at right around $10 billion in assets under management by the end of 2021, which sounds crazy, but it all depends on the amount of new people signing up for Voyager. And again, I think a lot that has to do with this is the price of Bitcoin, and are we going to crash? If we crash, we could see a bit of or maybe not crash, but if we go into a bit of a downtrend over the next few months, we could see less people sign up for Voyager, which is, again, one of the risks I think that's the main risk when it comes to Voyager, really a bear market in the crypto space, as that would kind of create less enthusiasm with the cryptocurrency space. New verified accounts, again, going up substantially, a little bit down from January, but that's fine. We saw massive growth in January, so just the fact that we're kind of stabilizing around those levels is completely fine with me. Principal value traded, again, going up significantly every single month. And what's crazy? Normally you'd think this would be like year over year growth, right? I mean, that would be nuts, right? If in 2018 they reported $28 million in revenue, if in 2018 they reported around $1.7 million in revenue, in 2019 if they reported $8.6 million, in 2020 if they reported $20 million. The crazy thing is, this is December from 3 months ago. This is January or last month. And then this is February, the month we were just in. It's nuts, the amount of growth they're experiencing. And damn, I'm actually pretty surprised that the stock is only up 5.86%. This might be one that I actually add to a little bit if it kind of stays at these levels, guys. I'm actually really surprised. Again, I'm not a short-term trader. I don't care about what happens with the stock price in the short term. If it goes up, excellent. If it doesn't, that's fine. It's a buying opportunity. But I'm actually really surprised that the stock's only up around 4.5% on this massive, massive news. So Steve Ehrlich continued. With our recently completed capital raises of over $146 million, our balance sheet is stronger than ever. We are excited to see a rapidly growing group of investors utilizing our platform and look forward to delivering value to all our stakeholders. We intend to deploy capital to accelerate our growth through strategic marketing initiatives. Further development of our technology infrastructure and building staff across all departments to position Voyager as the go-to digital finance service firm of the future. Now, I just looked at their Twitter about kind of yesterday, I think, and they've actually opened up a lot of kind of job offerings on their site. I looked through and I think there's about like 50, 60, 70 different job offerings across all areas of expertise when it comes to Voyager's platform. Marketing, developing the iOS app, developing their Android app. There's even a section with Canadian expansion. I think there's like 3 job openings pertaining to that where you deal with the Securities and Exchange Commissions in Canada. They're really focused on growing, and it's good to see all those job offerings as it really does solidify my thesis around their growth. So, as part of the scaling of its management team, the company recently added Dave Broskall as general counsel, Dan Constantino as chief information security officer, and Jamie Cabezas to lead Voyager's HR effort. Voyager expects to continue building out its team throughout the course of the year and to triple its workforce in 2021. Triple! That's huge! In addition, in February, Voyager welcomed Christian Toth, a partner at the law firm of Fasken of FMD, to the company's board of directors as part of its efforts to strengthen its corporate governance. Voyager expects to continue bringing new products to the Voyager platform as well as to advance its geographic expansion. Two big statements. In 2021 and beyond, the company anticipates to be adding debit cards, credit cards, stock trading, and the ability to trade on margin on its offerings. Complementing this, Voyager will look to grow internationally by expanding into Canada and Europe. Big statements. We know international expansion is coming sometime this year. Into Canada and into Europe, those are going to be huge markets that open up an entirely new total addressable market for Voyager. Adding debit cards and credit cards, new revenue streams, adding stock trading. Stock trading is big, as that possibly brings in people that may not be interested in actually trading crypto, but want to trade stocks. And that is a pretty significant amount of people. And just having one platform that is incredible at stock trading and crypto trading could be huge. It could be a game changer when it comes to the brokerage industry. And then we obviously have the margin as well, which would add another kind of great kind of risk-free revenue stream for Voyager. Big things. Steve Ehrlich concluded, Voyager's focus on the retail investors becoming more and more popular, and our loyal community's social media outreach combined with our increased marketing activities is helping to drive users signing up in record numbers on Voyager. What I really like about Voyager is how they market. They've got quite a few celebrities that they've partnered with and do advertisements with. So, since those celebrities are followed by millions of people that have a personal connection with them, when they see an advertisement for Voyager, they're more likely to sign up or say, oh, what's Voyager? Let me give that a shot. So just a very smart kind of very efficient marketing technique that they use. The company also announced that Shingo Levine has resigned from the board to pursue additional non-competitive opportunities. Philip Ayton, chairman of Voyager, said, on behalf of the board, I thank Shingo for his contribution to Voyager and for all the work he has done for the company, and wish him well in his new pursuits. So, now we can look at actual kind of Q4 report here. Again, what really matters in this report is what we got from February, and that is absolutely huge. They blew it out of the water. They blew out my expectations. Again, this is my initial reaction video after the conference call, either kind of later today or tomorrow. I'm going to make a full in-depth video into everything that they said, into my updated price targets, and just generally what's happening with Voyager and my opinion on their future. So make sure to subscribe for that if you are new to the channel, and to stay around for that. So we got around a revenue of around $3.6 million for the quarter ended December 31st, 2020. Again, this is pretty insignificant when we think about the amount of growth that they've had over the past couple months. But then again, this is what we expect, and this is what Voyager said would happen. This is what analysts were expecting, and I think honestly the stock might be reacting to this news, even though it should be reacting to the February data, which is just incredible. So, fees, or revenue from fees, which is essentially the spread between the bid and the ask price whenever someone makes a trade, was around $2 million. Revenue from interest was around $1.5 million. You see, this is going to be really interesting when it comes to Q1, quarter ended March 31st, 2021, as we're going to get more substantial revenue. Now that we've got these numbers, I'm expecting revenue of around like $50 million at the very least for Voyager in Q1 2021. So we'll see then, we'll have a better idea of their profitability. It would not surprise me whatsoever to see a profitable quarter for Voyager in Q1. I'm not expecting it. I'm not saying it'll happen, but I'm saying there's a chance. So when we look at operating expenses, again, this is a lot of general and administrative expenses, sitting around like $5.5 million. They're continuing to add to their team in terms of hiring. So yeah, this wouldn't surprise me to see the general and administrative expenses go up. next year. But again, revenues, or not next year, but next quarter, they're growing their management team so fast that it just makes sense to increase that. And I think it's very small at $5 million. So they can afford to actually increase that. And product development as well, only sitting at around $805,000. You know, in my opinion, Voyager should be a company just innovating on full pace, or, you know, just really trying to innovate and improve their product as much as possible. So that wouldn't surprise me, rather, to see the product development expenses go up pretty significantly next quarter. Just generally as they're releasing new products, margin, debit card, credit card, international expansion, improving their platform, improving the efficiency of their platform, the look of their platform. You know, there's many different factors that go into this. So generally, you know, net income around a loss of $9 million. You know, when we look at that, this is something that, you know, we can't look at too long. We got to look at the future. We got to look at the numbers we just received and the value that those give Voyager in the long term. In my opinion, this is huge. This sets up Voyager to have an incredible year. I'm saying at least $300 to $400 million in revenue, if not close to $500 million, if we keep this pace of growth up. You know, I see no reason for the growth in the cryptocurrency market, and thus the growth of Voyager's platform, to slow down anytime, unless we get a major downtrend in the cryptocurrency market. I really think Voyager is positioned very well this year to really take advantage of this. And again, the conference call is still at 5 p.m., so make sure to tune into that. I'm going to make a full recap video of everything they say in the conference call, as well as my updated price targets either later today or on Tuesday. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you watching this update video. My initial reactions to Voyager and what's happened here with the conference call, I think this is absolutely huge. This is game-changing for Voyager going forward. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and peace.